Is outsourcing your estimating a good idea? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about the good and the bad of outsourcing your estimating. So stay tuned. My name is Daniel Quindamel. I'm the founder of I Am Builders. We are a construction consultant and we work with busy contractors on estimating and closing more jobs. So today, what I want to share with you is answering the question, should you outsource your estimating or should you keep it in-house? We work with a lot of contractors nationwide, and whenever my phone rings, it's funny because it's always the same story. There's this like epidemic that contractors are just so busy that they can't keep up with their bids. And what I hear all the time is, I'm too busy. I can't keep up with my bids. I'm estimating nights and weekends. I can't go to my kids' baseball games because I'm trying to meet the deadlines. A lot of contractors are suffering because they're spending time working during the day, and at 4 or 5 o'clock, they get home, take a quick shower, and then they go on the kitchen table, they open up their plans, they do it the old school way, and they start trying to estimate a job. And their wife is wanting to hang out, but they have to neglect her, and they can't go to their kid's baseball game because, you know, what happens if it's Friday and your bid is due Monday? Are you really going to pass up on that job? Now, what are the pros and the cons of an estimating service? So the reality is, and this is going to be a hard pill to swallow, but most contractors are giving up $200,000 a month in project contracts because they're too busy. Like I said, I hear it all the time. If you're getting 2 or 3 invites in your email every single week or every single day, and you're not able to bid every single one of them, you're passing up on jobs. Because there's this like interesting statistic where out of 10 jobs, you're going to land 1. That translates to 1 or 2 jobs per month that they could have gotten that they're not. Or they could have spent that time reaching out to more clients so they could bid more jobs. At the end of the day, what happens is when contractors are so busy, they neglect their business and they neglect their estimating. Why? Because the most critical part of what they see in their mind is the issues on the job site, the phone calls, the emergencies, and they have to attend to that ASAP. I remember last week I was talking to a new client of mine, and he wanted to hire us to help him estimate some jobs. So we set up a Zoom call. He had a bunch of questions, and I wanted to go over everything with him. And in the middle of that 15-minute call, he had to stop, pause our Zoom call, and go handle an emergency that came up about a concrete pump and how much concrete yards he was ordering or something like that. And I couldn't believe that this guy is so tied to his business. He can't spend time to talk to me, who we're going to help him with this. It's like crazy how hard it is to manage a construction business. So today I'm going to talk to you about the 3 reasons why outsourcing your construction estimating is a must. Number 1, I'm going to show you the secret to landing an unlimited number of jobs. Number 2, I'm going to show you something that's stopping you from growing your business. And number 3, fires are the enemy. How to stop the distractions. Number 1, the secret to landing an unlimited number of jobs. So a second ago, I was talking about like the law of large numbers and how you need to bid a lot of jobs. You have to set up a sales system where you're getting leads in the door, where you're estimating those jobs. Think of it like a machine. You have to bid as many jobs as you can. And the way you do that is, 1, you have to be able to get the leads. And a quick way to get a bunch of leads is A, sign up for the Blue Book, or B, sign up for Home Advisor, or do your own Google ads so that you can get inbound leads coming in. If you're on the residential side, you're going to want to do like the Google ads and the Home Advisor. If you're on the commercial side, you're going to want to do like the Blue Book or Dodge or one of these. So what you want to do is you want to fill up your pipeline. A lot of people need to be sending you bids, leads coming in left and right. Now you get to pick which ones you want to bid. You're going to go through your list. You're going to pick the best ones and you're going to estimate those jobs. And if you don't already have an in-house estimator, then you're going to have a little bit of a challenge because you can't do it all yourself. In other videos, I talk about how doing it all yourself is detrimental to your company, how it's one of the 5 pitfalls that I talk about all the time. Doing everything yourself as a contractor is a very, very bad thing. So make sure you delegate something as important as your sales and your estimating to somebody, whether it's your own employee or outsourcing it to someone like, let's say like our company. We're a US based, we're an estimating firm, we're a licensed general contractor. We work with clients nationwide in all 50 states, estimating from small little tiny projects to big high rises. We've done projects for like Columbia University. We've done projects for several embassies around the world, several embassies here in Washington, D.C., So we've done a ton of projects. So we know what works. We know the numbers that are closing jobs. We know all those things. Outsourcing your estimating. So what we do is we have a service called an on-demand estimating service. So what that means is you don't need payroll. You don't need to hire people for an office. You don't need to worry about paying for software subscriptions or any of that stuff. You can literally just say, hey, I got this job to bid, or I have these 3 jobs to bid, and literally feed it into the machine. So like imagine our company's like a machine. You feed it in, and then out comes your proposal. And yeah, our goal is that we take it to like the 99%, and then your last little 1% is your last 10, 15 minutes tweaking the numbers, the profit, the percentages. That's really where your expertise should be, not clicking the buttons and measuring the takeoffs and figuring out how many square feet and things like that. You're more valuable to your company than doing that busy work. You should be the face of your company, managing your jobs, going to meet the clients, tweaking these numbers. Think about it. When you go to the dentist and you go for a cleaning, you have the hygienist. What do? They do all the work. They clean your teeth, they put the fluoride, they do all that stuff, they do the x-rays. And then at the end, for like the last 3 minutes, the dentist comes in with their little tool. I don't even know what it's called. And they just kind of check, and that's it. Boom. They make sure that what's being done is being done correctly, and they can see if there's any issues because of their expertise. So you should be doing exactly the same thing. You should be using your expertise, finalizing the bid, meeting clients, going to all parts. It's like a screwdriver. My old boss used to say that in his business, what he does is he goes to the estimating department. He goes like this with a screwdriver, like, oh, let me tweak this a little bit. And then he comes over here to the project management department and he starts seeing, what do we need to adjust here? Basically, what you want to do is be able to have enough time to focus on your business. So you want to work on your business, not be stuck working in your business. So the key to that is outsourcing your estimating. Now, there is a way to get it for free, and that's building in your costs into your overhead. So a lot of contractors don't realize this, but the same way that you're putting your superintendent, your project manager, your office expenses, all those things, you should be putting all of your costs into your jobs. This is called overhead. So if you put all of your acquisition costs, like your estimating, even if you hire us or hire somebody to do your estimating, all those costs should be being built into your bids. So if you know you have to bid 10 jobs to land 2, then what you should be doing is building in a few $1,000s, maybe $2,000 or $3,000 into each bid, so that when you start landing them, boom, the job pays for itself. And then you reinvest into the next one, boom, and now you're landing 2 at a time, then 4 at a time, then 6 at a time, then 10, then 20, then 30. And eventually you're gonna have a huge problem that you have way too much work. Imagine that. That's how you do it. So what do you think about outsourcing so far? Put your comment below and let me know what you think. So number 2, there's something that's stopping you from growing your business. I always use estimating like a wall, like an analogy, like a wall. So in one of these presentations I made recently, I used the Great Wall of China as one of my visuals, where you have the wall here and you have all these great leads coming in, potential great projects, but estimating is the wall. And like I mentioned a bunch of times already, if you don't bid those jobs, you're never gonna land them. On this side is your projects, leads trying to come in, but your wall is stopping them. So what you wanna do is you wanna tear down your wall. You wanna have somebody do your bids for you so you can continue to bid those jobs. And again, you're like the dentist. You're the guy that comes in at the end and puts your little tweaks and your polishing and your percentages, because you are the best person in your company to do that. And number 3, fires are the enemy. How to overcome distractions. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat in the middle of the workday and tried to estimate a job? It's a nightmare. I have a funny picture that's like, so this guy like wanting to break his computer because he's so stressed out at his computer. That is exactly what it feels like to bid a job during the day. You have your subcontractors, your piece workers, your superintendents. You have all these emergencies and things that come up during the day. Unfortunately, estimating is one of those things that you have to sit there uninterrupted, focusing. And there's studies done that when you're in an intensely focused state, if something breaks that focus, a phone call, an emergency, it could take up to 45 minutes to get back into that. There's times when I'm estimating a job that I'm clicking the lines and I get distracted by an email or something. And when I get back, I have to like backtrack every single thing that I just did. And it takes me like 10 minutes to get back to where I was because I'm distracted. So imagine if in the middle of the day, every 5 minutes, you're getting a phone call, a text, an email. I need this urgently. I need this response fast. I need a change order now. I need the billing now. How are you going to be able to estimate a job? You can't. And even if you did, how accurate do you think a highly distracted estimate is going to be? You could be missing stuff. You could cost yourself a lot of money. And the worst part is you don't know if you're going to miss out on something important that when it comes time for the contract, you're going to be missing out on thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. One of my clients, before they came to us, they saw in our email that we had an errors and omissions insurance, and she calls me right away. I'm like, hi, how can I help you? Oh no, I just did an estimate with some other company or with some other freelancer, and he missed something real big and it cost me $100,000. And I'm like, what do you mean 100,000? Oh yeah, he forgot the ceilings. He got everything else, but he forgot the ceilings. The reality is it's true. Anybody can forget something, but what's the likelihood of, if you're focused, if you're doing your due diligence, if you have your checklist, if you have your scope sheet and you're focused, what are the chances that you're going to miss something? Very little. But if you're here and you get a phone call and this, and you have to go to a meeting and you have to come back, you're probably going to miss something, guaranteed. That's why if you outsource your estimating and you give it to a company like ours, look, if you're ever worried about losing money on a job, we have a $1 million accuracy guarantee. It's backed by our errors and omissions insurance. So if there's ever a loss on a job or we miss something or whatever, you're completely covered. So you can have peace of mind on that. Not every estimating firm has that. And also there's a lot of estimating companies that are not even US based. They have like US addresses, but they're overseas. So you also have to be careful with that. That is how you are going to eliminate the fires. You're going to focus on those things. You are going to attend to them, but the estimating doesn't have to be neglected because of them. If you are serious about growing your construction business, I want to show you exactly step by step what we're doing with our clients to supercharge the leads, the estimating, and closing those sales. So I prepared a short video training. It's a 30-minute training. It's a free training where you can go online, sign up, you'll get access to it, where I show you step by step on how to estimate all of your jobs completely on autopilot for free and how to explode your construction business, how to 10x it in the next 90 days. Seriously, if you follow our step-by-step process, our copy and paste formula, you put that in your business, in the next 90 days, you're going to estimate more jobs, you're going to close more sales, and you're going to look back and you're not going to recognize your company. So click the link below. It's going to be in the description below, or maybe if you're on our website, there's going to be a button right below me. If not, go to iambuilders.com/training. All right. I look forward to helping you grow your construction business.